You started the stream light?
How do I find it?
Yes.
Here, I think last.
It's 2-minute delay.
Rebels and DoF.
It's gonna be on in about 45 seconds.
Gotcha.
Need to be quiet now. Well, that's not good.
You coming in the server blind?
As soon as I get it, what's the path? Well, it's, private chat.
Looking.
You need to send info via private chat.
Looks like some of Rebels members is having patch issue. And freaking guilt.
They can hear everything you say, by the way.
Lol.
When you get server info, just private chat me. Alright everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm your host Black.
And I'm your co-host Mad Dog. And welcome to Warband North America.
Alright, we got a round 2 matchup for you. We got Rebels and DoF. I think both teams are sitting at 0-1. And got the rosters up here now. Mad Dog, you want to talk about any of these teams?
Yeah, absolutely. Two really good teams coming to you tonight. Very on par with skill. And we think this is going to be a great match. DoF, one of the oldest clans, honestly, in Warband. Been around for a long time. A lot of good people in DoF. Very likable characters. I think you're going to see a lot from Darren tonight. You see a lot from Aramanus, who, although his ping is going to be 190 or so, you're going to see a lot of good archery from him, a lot of good range. William, if he makes it, and another guy, Heptano, we'll go with that. I saw him earlier, and he was doing some beast mode infantry. So looking for a lot of good stuff from them.
And then we got
Rebels.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, then we got Rebels. Expect Courtney to do well. I see Courtney in the server. Snoop's here, and Snoop honestly is a pretty solid Cav. And XLS, I would say, is one of their better players. So expect to hear those names a good bit tonight.
And we are still acquiring server data, but just sit tight, and we'll be bringing you the stream soon, and we will have the duel up for you.
Yeah, and what actually looks like is happening is what has happened for a number of things so far. That the recent patch is kind of messing some people up. Some people have auto-updated through Steam, and some people have not. The match itself is being on the old version 1.153. So what Rebels and DoF has it pretty much squared away. Rebels is trying to get a couple of their members to get everything figured out with the patch that they can get on. But we should be seeing the duel actually happen here pretty soon.
Actually, while that's going, I'm going to pull up the results for round 1. Give me a minute to do that. Just do a little recap.
Yeah, that's a great
of round
idea.
1.
Little recap, because actually no matches so far have happened for week 2. This is going to be the first week 2 match, or we would have some info on that, but this is the first week 2. So yeah, going over some of the week 1 stuff would be great.
Let's see. Alright, I got them right here. Round 1, you had Wapaz against DoF. That's kind of relevant. Wapaz beat him 16-3. Did not get to stream that match, but it sounded like it was relatively lopsided as the score indicated. Probably the closest match of round 1 was Balians versus TNW. Balians ended up winning by 3 rounds, and that doesn't even come out to 3 sets. So yeah, so all 4 sets were split 2-2. And West Knights played Rebels, and so that makes both of these teams coming off of defeats. But West Knights beat Rebels 16-2. And had Watchmen of the Morning Twilight, which is the other TMW team, 16-0 to GCG, which, if those of you who are not familiar, GCG is the Napoleonic Wars clan with a 57-man roster.
That was a little expected. I think we're all very glad to see that team here, but we all kind of know it's going to take a little while for them to get their feet underneath them for native.
And we also have KOA taking on GK Rabble. KOA got a decisive victory, 16-2. And finally, the last 2 were the ones that were actually streamed via Warband NA. You can go check those out yourselves. KM versus SF. Is that score correct? Yeah. 16-4, SF beat KM. That one was streamed in its entirety. And then we have Gladiators versus Aviators. Gladiators with Aviators versus Black Shields. They ended up winning 13-4. That one, you can catch the last 3 quarters on the stream on Warband NA. We had some technical difficulties there.
You know, I'm just going to go ahead and say Gladiators with Aviators. I'm pretty sure they just won because of the awesomeness of their name. And, you know, if we would have come up with awesome names like that, then victory would have been ensured for us as well. But
Yeah.
actually, this is I love this tournament because this is the first, like, North American tournament to where, like, 90% of the teams are named what their clan are, so we don't have to figure out every single week who the heck we're facing. Because throughout all of the tournaments, we come up with some of the craziest names. And now, finally, I know that I'm facing Wapa next week instead of Bow Before the Boar God. I mean, which you can kind of figure out, but still, knowing that it's Wapa is Wapa, it just makes me feel good inside.
Alright, here, we're just now getting into the server. see what's going on.
And don't worry, we haven't missed much.
Just some dueling going on. We'll stay on the matchup screen. Do you want to go into the Rebels a little more? I feel like you went into DoF pretty good. Gave some of the viewers something to look
absolutely. Absolutely. It's at the moment it's a little hard because I'm not sure who all Rebels are going to have here tonight. I think Rebels is having more trouble figuring out the patch thing than DoF did. DoF kind of did their homework a little, and they're all accounted for in the server. So Rebels, I'm not sure who's going to be here, but Rebels is a team that, honestly, I love having around. They spawned almost, I wouldn't say as a joke, but really as, almost a troll clan of GK, and I've actually turned into, something competitive, something fun, something to where a number of their members, when you see them pubbing, you know who they are, decently skilled, getting their team dynamic worked out. A little bit of up and down with leadership, but I think they've kind of stabilized there, and I think they're going to have a pretty good run this tournament. See a good number of wins, and who knows? Maybe tonight. I think tonight, and this was kind of interesting. We really wanted to highlight this one because I think tonight is going to be a great matchup, showing two teams that are really well right there and going to put up a good fight against each other.
Just shoring up some technical difficulties here. We can confirm the stream is live, right? Can we do that?
Yep, we got good chat going on. I got the versus screen up right now. People can see the.
Evidently, it's so hard to go on the Twitch page and check for yourself that it's more necessary to Steam the person streaming. So, just try to avoid steaming us right now. We're monitoring chat, so try to communicate up to us that way. And so we still got some dueling going on right now, so we're gonna hold off on that. We'll see. Let's take a look into some other matches we got going on this week. We got.
And actually, one of the. Oh, no. After you, sir.
Well, round 2, we got Rebels versus DoF, of course. Balians versus Wapaw. We got the self-titled Thunderbrawl 2013 between the two TMW teams, the Midnight Watchmen and Watchmen of the Morning Twilight. We have GK Rabble versus West Knights, Strike Force versus GCG, Gladiators with Aviators versus Knights of Avalon, and BKS versus the King's Musketeers. Want to talk about any of those? Any of those pique your interest?
Well, you can find a lot. I wouldn't say a ton, but you can find some interesting discussion in the weekly results discussion and predictions thread. That's always kind of a fun read to see, how different members of the community are seeing everything kind of wind up. I think the WMT versus TMW is going to be a good match, and we're going to be streaming that one as well. I love the Thunder Brawl title that they've given themselves.
I'm sure we'll integrate that
into the all over.
We'll integrate that into the stream graphics. I'm sure we'll find a way.
Absolutely, big fun Thunder Brawl, and we'll probably make fun of Curvin somewhere in there. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good match because while looking at it on paper, TMW team to me has a little bit more cohesion, a little bit more skilled players. Some of the WMT guys are downright good, and I think it's good. And the other thing is you're working with familiarity. Wow, talking tonight. You're working with players that you fight against all the time, and that always but it gives you a lot more confidence going into the match than when you're going into somebody that you play every now and again or an unknown opponent. So that I think that's going to be another deciding factor because these guys are playing with the other team all the time. So you learn someone's idiosyncrasies, kind of how to beat them. So I think that is going to play into it.
And looks like we're starting to see a decent amount of rebels piling in here. Got XLS, Templar, CDJ, random assortment of letters. Mox in here. Got Dark Spartan and Erminus. So they got getting a decent amount of guys in, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Kind of really disadvantaged by the whole patch thing. That's got a lot of people sorting a lot of issues out. But let's go ahead and move into the pre-duel screen. And again, sorry about the time, but something else maybe we can do.
Well, to be honest, with streaming, we're kind of at the mercy of the teams. And I'll be honest, the teams have been great of communicating their scheduling with us. They have kept us in the loop for sure. And I think just the biggest thing right now is the patch, which me personally, I know that's already screwed up two practice matches that we had. It came out in the middle of the week. A lot of people haven't had time to kind of figure out how to get back to the old, and Steam automatically updates it to the new, which is why I really don't like Steam at all. Well, I kind of like Steam, but that's kind of the biggest thing rolling right now.
Got any, actually, if you get it pulled up, any questions or any notable comments in chat? Any sarcastic? Does Kervin trying to defend himself in chat?
I certainly hope so, because it would be a joy to just kind of tear him apart, piece by piece, verbally.
Let's see what we got for DoF. We got Page, Onion Knight, Whoreman, Amber Knights. Oh, these are all ranks. Excuse me. Heptano, Dante, Alec, Cream Pie, Darren, Dark Spartan, and Erminus. Yeah. So, and for the Rebels, we got Dag, Snoop, Mock, Templar, XLS. So we got almost the amount of numbers we need. And Erminus is coming in with a modest 200 ping, so you were pretty close there. And actually, a good thing to look at now would be the map pool. Let's see if we can get that up for week 2. Yep. So open plains and ruins are part of the are in the open classification for this round. And for the closed ones, we got Verloren and Desert Town. So I kind of want to see open plains, but I'm biased. That's just who I am. And Ruins is obviously a very good map too. Which one of the closed maps are you interested in?
Gosh, seen Verloren a lot. To be honest.
So you're looking at Desert Town?
Yeah, actually, I think if it's up to DoF, I think it'll definitely be Desert Town. I know a number of them, quote unquote, like Desert Town. I actually had the privilege of kind of practicing a little bit with DoF, and DoF was a team that really put some focus in on five-a-side and was looking to do some good improvements, make some positive steps forward. And I know that Desert Town was one map that they liked. That they was hoping would come up more in the fixtures. So if it's up to DoF, I think we're definitely seeing Desert Town. Outside of that, honestly, I would probably say the open map's probably going to go to Ruins. It may go to Open Plains. If it does, I would actually give DoF a slight edge there because I feel that their range is a little bit stronger than Rebel. But Rebel has a couple of good cav that could really be decisive on Open Plains. So it should be interesting to see which way the teams go. But I'll probably see it. I would say it's probably going to go to Ruins with the open map.
And I'd also like to point out the usual streamer overlay will not be here for this match because again the patch. So, but we will keep you up to date with the score verbally. So it's all right. Nobody wants to see that anyway. Everyone wants to see all the action. They don't want some stupid overlay getting in the way.
Show me the blood.
That's what they want to see.
Yep, we're seeing a few more rebels get in. Still waiting for their 7th man. And I think both teams are wanting to start soon, so that is good for us. But let's face it, if you know anything about Warband competitive community, this is just how matches go.
See if we can get any notable duels going on here. Got a lot of dueling with infantry going on and sword and board.
The proper way to duel.
Do you
as opposed
you
to
want to talk about the patch at all? Like, what do you so far like or don't like about it?
I'm not opposed to it. I love the fixes that they've introduced, and honestly, if the fixes are half of what they say now, I know by fixing 5 things they broke 10, but hopefully maybe all 10 of those things are in single player.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is my hope.
I do like the I do like the changes they made to Vagar archers. I feel like Vagar's archers were probably the most OP, overpowered faction class combination in the game.
And Mad Dog waits for chat to explode on that one.
Always.
No, I definitely agree with that. And a lot of it comes from the Lamellar that they got, so I was glad to see the price of Lamellar go up. Unfortunately, it did go up for archers as well, which I've seen a couple of viable arguments that the infantry is really going to suffer now. But at the same time, the jump between the leather jerkin to the Lamellar is no more than, say, erotic infantry when you're going from the ragged outfit to the surcoat over mail. Actually, I would say that jump is actually more. So, you know, if you're not complaining about that, then really you can't be complaining about the progression of Vagar armor. So I was very glad to see the Lamellar go up in price to where now it's not available, even with 1,200 gold, which UNAC is. So that's going to leave Lamellar off the table for first round. And really, I'm a big fan of people earning their armor, people earning their gold, and I just think you see a higher level of skill when you're showing someone playing with less armor, because they're not so much relying on the armor or the weapon or the quality of the shield or the size of the horse, but they're more relying on how adaptable they are, how they can stay alive without those items. So I think that in itself is a good thing, but honestly, I like the patch just for the fixes. The basic spear actually stopping horses, and I tried this, and it did stop a horse, and I shed a tear. I kid you not.
Now they just got to put the dismount button in.
If they had it, I tell you, if Bannerlord does not have a dismount button, I'm rage quitting everything Tell Worlds has ever done. So it has to have a dismount button. Bannerlord, Armagon, for the love of God, dismount button. I'm tired of picking up 3 items when I'm trying to get off my horse is about to die. Because for some reason you made it to where even if I'm sitting still, I still lay on the ground for 5 seconds and people can get 20 hits on me while I'm laying there. So if you're going to do that to me, at least give me a dismount button.
I think your cry for justice is very well received, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. I think a lot of people have experienced those pains.
Yep, absolutely. What's your real quick? What's your thoughts, Black? Give me a little bit more.
Well, I've only got about an hour of gameplay on the new patch, but I do like Vaegir's not being able to afford such high quality armor so early, and I'm not sure how I feel about their new melee weapons that they can spawn with. Instead of not being able to get the scimitar outright, having to have someone drop it for you. But as far as the substitutes, I don't really know how I feel about this yet. The falchion or the spike, what is it, the spike club?
Well, it's the spike club, it's the knob mace, and honestly, archers, the Vaegir archers have always had those. They've just never been used. The falchion is something new, and to me is completely out of character for the faction. So they completely dissolved any correlation between the storyline of Vaegirs. They dissolved anything from single player to do with Vaegirs when they added the falchion. So the falchion is definitely not a Vaegir item. If we're looking at how they chose to portray the different factions in single player. Something like a saber to me would have been much more accommodating. I see them not as I've used sabers plenty of times. I see them definitely not as viable as a scimitar. To me, they glance a lot more. The range is a little different. So I think that would have been the smarter option. Because I believe even in single player, a lot of the single player Vaegir troops work with sabers. So honestly, I'm not sure why they went that way.
I like the idea they were doing. I don't think Vaegir archers should be able to get a scimitar, which is such a devastating weapon. That's so fast and has such a great reach. I feel like they need to take the reach away a little bit and just they had to find some way to nerf their melee ability. But I think I'm kind of with you there. I don't think the falchion is the best answer. I feel like they could have found something better, but I like the idea behind the falchion.
I think it was just kind of a throwing something at it, to be honest. But I think the big thing is that they kind of nerfed the wrong aspect. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about this, okay, let's talk about it. They nerfed the wrong aspect. They nerfed the melee of the archer. That's not really the problem I have with archer. I can see a little bit the athletics, and honestly, playing on the patch, it's not crippling. We even did some foot races with infantry, and it wasn't terrible. The disparity between the two, but if you're going to nerf archers, why are you not nerfing their range capability? Why aren't you slowing them down just a little bit, making the arrow do a little less damage? something along those lines. Really, the rate of fire. If they changed the rate of fire and lowered the amount of arrows that they carry in a quiver, because nobody can carry 60 arrows and actually do combat. And I know we're not basing Warband on real life; it's a game. But at the same time, 60 arrows lets me shoot all day long on a packed out server on Palm. So if they lowered the amount of arrows I had to where I had to choose my shots more and just can't spam them, and then just made it a little slower so that Cav is not completely helpless, or that
Yeah.
I can't jump back and the archer can get another shot as an infantry as I push in. I mean, that's the smart nerf. That's the smart change to lessen the effectiveness of archers. To change their melee and lower their running stat a little bit, to me is just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to nerf archers, nerf the arching.
So we may. Sorry, everybody viewing the stream, but they looks like Rebels might have their situation figured out. But I pretty much agree with you. I don't have much of an opinion about the new patch though, because I haven't played it. I think it on paper it looks like, from what I'm hearing, it looks like they made a few things worse, but it might be a net positive. I just don't know. I haven't played enough on the new patch.
I noticed a lot of it seemed a lot smoother, which is good.
Yeah, that's one thing I did notice in the first hour. The game itself felt smoother. The animations were smoother, and it felt better. It passed the feel test.
Alright, big news, guys. Courtney, who is actually Rebel's 7th player, just got 1.153 activated, which was the big holdup, and should be coming in the server any minute. So we're actually going to get rolling. Only 30 minutes late. To be honest, that is good for an NA match. You guys should be happy it's only 30 minutes late, not complaining.
As you can see, Mad Dog's very adamant about promptness in the North American community. I'm pretty sure he has a few more gray hairs because of it.
Absolutely. Actually, my hair has increasingly grayed since my time with Warband.
It'll do that to you. At least Geldon's putting the pressure on. There's Courtney. But here's the problem here. I only see
This is very
6 now.
exciting. I saw 6 in here a minute ago. I think one's coming back.
Yep. Oh, that's... Well, we got 7 DoF. We got 7 DoF, 6 Rebels, to my count.
And they're amazed at the prospect that they may be starting. But I'll be honest, who hasn't been in this situation? Either with a pickup or a scheduled match. I know, the other night we waited almost an hour just because of power outages up in Maine. So that's just kind of what you do. It's just a lot smarter to wait around just for a little while to try and get the match done at the scheduled time than 10 minutes beforehand try and call it and say, oh, okay, we can't get this figured out, let's reschedule. So I appreciate these two teams sticking around trying to make this match happen. And thank you to our viewers to sticking around to watch this match happen.
Has the duel already been decided? They're already asking for map faction. I did not see the duel.
Honestly, I would say our explanation of the patch was probably better than the duel. I'm not saying the duel wasn't good.
Well, I mean, it was non-existent, so how can you not beat that? Yeah, Rebels confirming that they only have 6 right now.
Yep, their 7th is working on it right now. It's what we do at Warband NA. Sometimes, just sometimes, we get your hopes up, and then we dash them into the ground and leave you in a pit of disparity.
Mad Dog can attest. The 30 to 45 minutes before this match, I was kind of freaking out and wanting them to really put the pressure on these guys because I kind of saw this coming. The patch causing issues and not being able to get. Oh well, Geldon is saying
Actually, the funny.
Geldon is in here, and if I believe he's an admin of the tournament, isn't he? He's saying fight 6v6. Geldon's an admin, right?
I believe Geldon is an admin.
Question is, under the UNAC constitution, is he given the powers to make that decision?
Okay, we have a map, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently Rebels won the duel, which we were happy to bring you the duel.
Oh yeah, it was thrilling.
Rebels have chosen Open Plains top spawn. So my complete thoughts about that goes right out the window.
Well, I was looking forward to Open Plains, so I'm kind of excited. Alright, over under 2 couches where the archer has no idea it's coming. What are you gonna take? You gonna take the over?
Looks like DoF has chosen Vagers as their faction.
And we should be getting a in-game stream. Yes, we are.
Rebel take Swati. Vager versus Swati. Battle of the century.
Do you want to make a prediction to the final outcome?
Like I said, I'm going to give the range aspect to DoF. I'm going to give the cav aspect to Rebels. I think it's going to come down to comp, how these two teams choose to set up their composition, and whether they're willing to adjust if they lose a round or two, whether they're willing to change some stuff or just keep it the same. So I'm not going to put my finger on a winner yet.
Okay. I think it's going to be close. I mean, we don't have a lot of data on either one of these teams, and I think by all rights they should be very similar in skill. So I'm predicting pretty close.
Yep. Well, you're going to see some good cav work from Darren. You're going to see some good cav work from Snoop. Like I said, Aramanus is real strong with a bow.
And seeing as how he's got 200 ping, that would probably be his preferred class.
Last one to watch is for Rebels is going to be Cedric, which I just figured out how to say his name from Jude the other day. But yeah, Cedric's always pretty rock solid on servers. You see him playing all the time, which is kind of what you.
And I think one thing to keep in mind here is these aren't the same DoF and Rebels from like 3-4 months ago. These guys have been hitting it really hard training wise and preparation wise.
Yep.
So
DoF saw some great changes, some great improvements in 5-a-side. So I think that's going to really reflect.
Everybody gets to watch me download.
That's the best part of the stream. And apparently we have
it's called in
Ruins.
Pretty sure the pick was Open Plains. We will see.
Pick was Open Plains. I think Geldon is having a little trouble with which maps slot Open Plains is actually in.
This is a very timely patch, as everybody can tell.
Yeah, to be honest, the patch has really thrown things in disarray. If it would have come out maybe on a Monday, as it was actually scheduled to, but maybe that would have helped alleviate some of it. And I realize Tail Worlds is not working on the clock of the NA competitive community, but they should be. And if you support that, let me know in chat. We will sign the petition and send it to Turk.
Alright, we have open planes here. Now we just gotta wait for everybody to download.
I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite maps.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
It's a great map, to me, at least.
Let's get a nice overview of that while we're waiting everybody to download. Oh, there's a chance we can get everybody spawned in. I don't think the Rebels are
the smart
going
thing
to
to
get
do
it.
is read.
Yeah. We will have a re. Alright.
And they're
we are
going live on the restart. And that was so important, both Black and I had to tell you about it.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. We're gonna have to actually manually count classes. This is too much work, guys. Just know that how much I love you that I'm doing this. Looks like I got 2 cav, 2 infantry, and 2 archers for DoF.
Yep, DOF's running 2-2-2. Rebels has 4 cav, 2 crossbow. It's going to be interesting. DOF's got a little bit more balance. Rebels is definitely looking like they're going to rely on their cav for this match.
So it looks like the 2 crossbowmen for Rebels are going to make it to the hill first. About the same time. And we got some minor skirmishing going on. Rebel Cav getting kind of close, taking a lot of arrows. Now they're pouncing though. Got a team kill right off the bat from Heptano, but DoF also gets a kill on the Rebels, so it's 1 for 1. Archers are getting pressured here. They're not able to shoot at all though. And Darren takes down a Cav. Got kills for DoF, 1 kill for Rebels. 4-3, 4-2. Templar and Courtney up. Templar goes down as the lone Rebel Cav left. So even though the Cav put a lot of pressure on the Archers got kills, and the crossbowmen weren't able to capitalize on the Archers being tied up.
Yep, you can see the infantry did a great job of trying to keep the cav off. They sacrificed themselves for the archers, still got the 2 archers up afterwards, which is really going to help them. They're going to get to upgrade, and just some good cav work there. Alec and Derek protecting the ground troops, which is really their role in this situation. So one point to DoF.
So let's follow the Rebels here. 4 cav, crossbowmen. I think both crossbowmen have lances as their melee weapon, but looks like the same composition for Rebels. So let's see how it works out for them this time. DoF rolling 2-2-2 as well. So no changes. Can't blame DoF. I mean, it worked pretty well for them that last round. Except the looks like Rebels are going to be kind of holding off, not rushing for the hill as fast. Gonna be content to stay in these trees right here.
And that's not a terrible move. I'm definitely one for vying for that middle position on open plane, but you know, really what they just did is they gave DoF a little respect. They said, okay guys, we're gonna let it develop a little bit instead of just trying and rush it like we did last round. So that more or less that was just kind of a kudos for winning that first round.
And keep in mind, especially on this map because it's so large, the Masters should be spawning at 2 minutes. So gotta think it definitely favors DoF. DoF I would say has control over all three masters with the grouping of their ground troops in the center.
It's definitely a strong position. Their range, to me, is controlling most of the map.
So rebels saving their crossbows. Looks like DoF is going to hang on to their arrows as well, knowing that master's about to spawn. We got 5 seconds to go. And they're kind of pushing up towards rebels.
It's kind of interesting to see. Oh, look.
Yep.
And it spawns right under their...
Spawning right on top of DoF. DoF, let's see if they go over to the flag or just try to hang by the rocks and the trees. They're kind of backing off. But anyway, they're planning on the flag and kind of daring the rebels to come after them. Still got a lot of time for the rebels. Flags going up at a decent rate. Minor skirmishing with the cav. Nothing really decisive yet. And here come the rebel cav. And DoF infantry gets the stop. 2 stops for the DoF infantry. Who is that? Onion Knight doing great work with a spear. Snoop getting a kill, but too many stops for the DoF infantry. Taking the rebel cav out of play. Got 1 rebel on the flag, and he gets bumped down. DoF can't capitalize though. And so, see, all the crossbowmen are down. I believe it's just Snoop left. Yep. So I'd say you definitely have to give the DoF infantry credit for stopping those cav and protecting their archers.
And rebels really played it right. They let their crossbows get closer to the flag before their cav tried to go. And their cav really encircled that MOTF so they can come in from all angles. I think there was a little bit of miscoordination with the timing of the cav coming in, and they also had DoF pick off one of their cav early with a headshot, which was pretty vital to DoF. Knocking one of those cav out was a big deal. Rebels are really going to need to start changing something up a little bit here, or else we might see a forward.
I know, it's reverbing. I know. They can't hear me. So, infantry for DoF going up to the hill again. Looks like crossbowmen for rebels are going to hang back as well.
Yep, rebels actually picked up an extra crossbow. They got 3 crossbow. They shifted 1 off to the left there. Got 2 cav kind of sitting on top of them. They're trying to put a little crossfire, so they're giving DoF the middle, but they're trying to put a little pressure on them. They're not going to be able to be too effective from where they are. They're going to have to move, and that's going to require their cav covering them as they do.
So looks like, in all likeliness, another master of the field spawn.
Oh, and Rebel Crossbow got a good hit there on Heptano. He actually shielded up and is backing off now.
One rebel kind of sneaking off to DoF's left. Let's see if they notice him. I think they just now spotted him. So they're going to hang back behind the hill, wait for Master again. Rebels are in better position for all 3 Masters, I would say.
Yep, I agree with that. Definitely better than they were before. They were camping way too far back. They've moved up, took a little bit of position, and got a crossfire going. Unfortunately, the Master is not in that much of their favor.
So I think a relatively neutral spawn. Is that looks like a rebel on the flag there. So rebel using their rebels using for their extra cav. Oh, that's a vigor. Never mind. DoF's on the flag. I think now would be the time for the rebel cav to kind of start moving in, and at least giving the archers something to shoot at. A lot of time still for rebels, but DoF is going to get to the flag first.
What you're actually about to see is Rebels actually have 4 crossbows. What you're actually about to see, if they make it, DoF's putting that flag up pretty quick. You're about to see 4 crossbows have to go into melee with no way to stop this DoF cav. So the Rebel cav is going to have their hands full just trying to keep these guys alive. Yep, and
DoF
there you go.
Cav taking out Courtney. So crossbows are going to have to hit shots here. Rebels going down on the flag. So the one crossbow finally gets a shot there. DoF still got the flag going up there. They got spears everywhere. It's going to be really hard. Time runs out. So Rebels unable to really apply pressure and bully DoF off the flag. And that makes it 3-0 for DoF. They're really exerting map control and controlling master of the field.
They went to a decent strategy, they just didn't have enough time with that master spawn to make it work. If it would have spawned in the middle or off to the left, it might have worked to where they could surround and get shots off.
Excuse me, Maddo, we got all cav for Rebels. So, maybe...
Well, that is what you do when you're losing on open plane.
Yep.
Everyone knows that.
We got all cav. Let's see if... oh, DoF already taking out one of the Rebel cavalry, though. Got to really swarm them if you're going to spam the cav. And let's see if the charge works. 1 for 1, even though Rebels have a dismounted cav. More action, Rebel losing his horse again. But DoF spears, and Darren is just going off on everybody, taking out all the Rebel cavalry. I think that was a triple kill for him. And let's see, we still got the spearmen of DoF alive, and we still got DoF cavalry in play. So Rebels really need to start getting kills here. And another Rebel loses his horse. Dag goes down. Team kill by XLS. This is definitely not looking good for Rebels here. They got just XLS alive. But he does have his horse.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. They're
Down
taking down the archers, but yeah.
And that's it. 4 DoF members still alive. The spearmen are just doing excellent jobs protecting their archers.
And actually, it was funny. I was watching, and actually, Cream Pie had a basic spear, which in this version does not actually stop cap. So that was all Dante there.
So the first set goes 4-0 for DoF. Let's see what Rebels can do. They definitely probably have the favorable, especially pre-patch, definitely probably have the favorable faction now. So let's see if they can get some rounds here. So some equipment exchanging here. Rebels dropping a scimitar for their cav maybe.
We're gonna see a re. Heptano joined the incorrect team.
It's a common NA mistake, right? Stereotypical NA being displayed here.
Absolutely. I mean, it just makes sense. On swap, we're gonna choose the same faction.
And obviously, if you know the map is going to be redrawn, the next logical thing to do is start team killing your teammate.
Couple of streamer statuses coming out. Thank you, Gelden.
Alright, let's see what actually goes on here on the Rebel side. Dropping a shield for the archer. Let's see. Yep, just giving a couple of the archers shields. Someone left the scimitar back at spawn. Guess nobody needs it. And they're going to make their way up.
DoF is actually rolling 3 cav, 3 infantry on only 1 cross. So they're thinking their infantry is going to be able to maybe move in, take a flag, or hold a key position.
Looks like Rebels are going to make it to the hill first. That 1 crossbowman needs to be very careful here. Taking a shot right off the bat. Didn't see the archer rising on the hill. So DoF shielding up, falling back a little bit. Archers slowly kind of getting a spread on the crossbows. I think the infantry kind of need to push here. They got some throwing, some war darts being thrown here. Erminus gets the first kill on Mock. That's big. Snoop comes in, takes out Hyptano. Gandhi taking out XLS. So 2 for 1 for DoF. Rebels evening up at 2 for 2. Onion Knight goes down to Templar. Cav coming in getting bumps. Got Cream Pie taking out Courtney. What does that leave us? It leaves us at 5v4. Now 5v3. Rebels at a disadvantage. So the DoF Cav, Darren especially, coming through big right there.
Yep. Oh, there goes. Alec takes out Snoop. Darren gets Cedric. Alec gets Stag. That was DoF Cav right there.
DoF was a little hesitant, but I think when they got on the hill and they saw the archers were kind of there and hadn't established a spread yet, I think they were very smart to kind of press the action there.
Yep, absolutely. What else can you do with infantry? You can't go hide them behind a tree. They all had spears. Rebels are only running 2 cav, I think. So yeah, press those archers.
Let's see. Rebels should probably get to the hill even faster now since they weren't got the equipment exchanging down pat, and looks like they are going to get there first. So kind of the same scenario. We'll see if Rebels can make something happen a little better. I think they need to get a spread a little earlier here. Cav coming in, getting free shots. The awareness of the archers is, I would say, is a disparity between the two teams. Gandhi and Alec getting kills. DoF Cav loses his horse. Courtney finally getting a kill for Rebels. And Dante is just going to town. Erminus gets another one. So the infantry and the Cav are just hitting at the great timing and getting kills left and right. It's pretty much all green for DoF. We got Snoop alive here. Let's see what happens.
If you watch how it went, you could definitely see their infantry was just pulling the infantry Rebels had protecting their archer. Their one archer just pulled him right off. That infantry put a spear away, went and tried to melee, double back, tried to pull a spear back out. A little confusion on what his role was there. But yeah, with this many archers, Rebels just aren't able to watch after the archers.
Let's see, the Rebels looks like they're kind of they're not gunning straight for the hill this time. Kind of sitting back a little bit. See if they actually start getting a spread.
A little bit more balanced. They got looks like 2 infantry now. 3 archers rolling, 2 cav for Rebel.
So DoF is actually going to get to the hill first here. 3 infantry, 1 crossbow.
They haven't changed a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't changed anything. I wouldn't mind.
So let's see how Rebels react to this. Obviously at this point it's a lot harder for DoF infantry to engage the archers. And Rebels are going to start sending their archers out wide. Are they? No, one turns back. So little hesitation, little uncertainty from Rebels here.
That'd definitely be the smart move. Use your cav as a buffer, put an infantry on the archers you have going out, leave 1 archer right there in the middle, and just get a little spread. That rate of fire is going to be a lot more, and if you can catch that crossbow in the open and get some angles on the infantry, you could probably get some early kills.
Whistle Master. We'll see where it spawns. Definitely got to give 2 out of the 3 in favor of DoF, though. DoF's positioning is better.
Indeed.
Let's see what we got sneak up here. We got Templar on the left, getting shot at, doing some ducking and weaving, and it goes right on the hill. So Rebels are gonna have time definitely to get on it. Oh wow, just unopposed. Erminus comes in and takes out Templar. He's got that great lance. Another shot on an archer. And Rebels finally take out one of the DoF Cav.
Take out the horse at least.
And the oh wow, that team kill might be exactly what the Rebels need. So DoF Cav are still playing huge right now. Got those great lances. Rebels getting some kills on the flag with their crossbows and melee. Snoop getting 2 from horseback. Snoop finally goes down by Alec. And we got a 3v2 favoring DoF. And the infantry takes a hit.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens here. Those lances are going to be devastating. Yep. One lone rebel left. And he goes down. DoF Cav playing huge again. So that's kind of we kind of started kind of speculating into this match. We kind of knew that both teams were relative unknowns compared to some of the other clans that we're used to seeing. But one of the things we said is we believed Rebels would have a cav advantage, but it seems to be the exact opposite so far.
Yeah, DoF's doing some great cav work. I knew Darren was going to be really strong on a cav. I tell you, Alec has really impressed tonight. I think he's really got to show us stuff. That's been their 2 cav in both maps. Armaneus definitely coming in and doing well on cav, even with 200 ping. But I think the reason, one of the big reasons that they're able to do that is Rebel aren't covering their archers, and they're not spreading out. They're all in one big clump, so the cav just get to continually strafe back and forth.
Erminus gets 2 kills right off the bat. Alec gets a couch. It's just all green for DoF. Rebels are reeling. Rebels finally getting a kill on Heptano, but it's too little, too late. Oh, got a double kill there for CDJ. That's 3 unanswered kills. It's now 4-3, barely favoring DoF. DoF infantry's taking some hits from the scimitar too. Mog gets another kill. We're tied up 3-3 here. They're gonna have to deal with that Great Lance at some point, and Mock takes out Erminus, answering the bell.
Great Lance.
Cream Pie gets a kill, so we got Mock and Snoop left to kill Cream Pie to get Rebels' first win, and Mock's gonna dismount and engage him in melee. And the bump slash comes from Snoop, so Rebels finally picking up a round there, right before the half. Or actually, no, not the half. It's 1st to 4 now.
Yep, 1st to 4. That was big time.
Yeah, that just when they were pressed, the Rebel Cav just clamped down and started getting kills. It was looking really bad for him for a while. Go ahead.
Good clutch by Mock, but the infantry did some great work on the ground. Cedric's got a couple of kills, and not only that, but he stayed alive long enough to make to let the cav work.
I'm not sure what Rebels know what to do now. I mean, now that they have that gold to spend so they can buy better equipment, I'm pretty sure they must be feeling good right now.
They should be able to scale pretty quick if they can keep everybody alive
And
for another.
Alec goes for the couch, but the awareness is there this time, and Courtney takes him out before he can couch an archer.
It's almost like the Rebels just finally came to life.
Yeah, it's like they've been asleep for the whole match and they just woke up. The Cav are doing a lot better warding up. Erminus comes in with a Grey Lance and gets them there though. So the awareness is still a work in progress, but it's getting better for Rebels. Infantry being more aggressive and pushing into the DoF infantry. Dag getting a shot on Erminus. Ma getting kills, so 2 for 2 in that exchange. They still got Mock
took down
up.
Dag. Dante took down Temp. We're looking at 4v4. Darren with a big kill on Siege.
Yep, 4-3 favoring DoF. Looks like DoF has all ground troops and 1 cav up, and the 3 rebels are all cav. So you got to think at this point they're trying to isolate the other cav. They get a stop, and Mock has a Great Lance to counter the DoF Great Lance. I'm not sure the rebels should be charging in on those spears right now, though. Can't afford to get rid of this
stay away from those.
Especially since the master's not on the hill. This is manageable for rebels. They just can't lose a cav. and preferably take out the other one, the DoF Cav, which I believe is that Darren? Yeah, Darren. Sorry, our overlay is not up, so it's not as easy to access these names.
It is a little tough for guys.
So Snoop coming in and getting the bump slash, but he's dying to the Great Lance, and Darren gets a double kill. That's huge. And Mog just took a big hit there from Darren's Great Lance. So that charge, that very risky charge, ends up paying very poorly for Rebels. And then Mach goes down.
Mach got a hit on Darren, but it just wasn't enough.
That was great Cav play by Darren.
If Mach could have got Darren down, he probably could have took him on the ground, but just wasn't quite enough there.
So that's an 8-1
So
first
4-0.
half.
Yeah, 4-0, 4-1.
I was honestly expecting it to be a little closer, especially on this map. I felt like if the Rebels, I feel like the next closed map is going to favor DoF more than the Rebels, and I feel like this is the round they should have gotten a lot of their round wins.
It might. I was seeing a lot of great infantry work from the Rebels there, especially in the sim. It could definitely very easily swing Rebels' direction.
Alright, we're going to go to the break screen here. I'll make sure to get the score up for the halftime score up in just a second. So Mad Dog, you want to elaborate on the first half?
Honestly, I think Rebels chose the map with a little bit, not quite a sure idea of how they were going to work it. I think they came out thinking that range was going to dominate, really with both. Well, first time at Swati, they were looking for the Cav to dominate, and the DoF Cav would the DoF just had none of it. And when they came out as Vagars, they really thought the archers were going to dominate, but the DoF added a Cav, 3 Cav, the infantry pressed in. You know, you had pressure from all sides. Archers just can't shoot that fast. That's exactly how you deal with archers. You put some pressure on them, and then have the Cav come in from the back. DoF just played it really well, and I think Rebels were left there reeling a little bit on what they were actually trying to do. They kept staying clumped when the Cav was their biggest problem. With the archers, I definitely would have split up a little bit, put a little cover with the Cav and an infantry on the archer, and let them move. Let them get out to the sides and put some side pressure on it, and then converge on a master. Because if you get them out early, when you come back in, they're already on the flank, instead of the master popping, and now you have to move them out to the flank.
I thought an interesting aspect about that first half was just numerically the DoF Cav. I think most rounds were just outnumbered, but they made themselves equally, if not more, effective. I feel like that was the turning point for DoF. I think that's what really tipped the scale in their favor. And I think overall, as far as their tactics, they I believe everything you said was dead on. They were just more confident, and they came in with the right strategy.
Yeah, DoF was looking really together there.
So we got the halftime screen up, everybody. I'm sure you want to see the. Evidently, I'm getting some updates via Twitch chat, and Curvin is being a little angry and being a little butthurt right now. I think about our predictions. Do you have anything you want to say to Curvin, Mad Dog?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, what else needs to be said? It's Curvin. But so we should be resuming with the second half shortly. Unfortunately, actually, I was watching the chat when we were waiting for the duel, and I believe someone said that BKS is playing KM right now. We don't really have a score for you yet, but if anybody in chat knows, that'd be a welcomed addition to the stream.
You know what? That's going to be my halftime project.
Do you know what, Mad
I'm
Dog?
gonna work on that. See
I'm
if I
gonna
can
assign you
figure
some
that-
homework for halftime. You should find the score of Black Shields and the King's Musketeers.
I will do this. I will do this because you have asked me. And I cannot deny you this. This the day of my daughter's wedding. Got a little
Mad Dog,
Godfather
wait,
going on.
Wait, okay. Now that you actually mentioned, I'm sure they recognize it now. But I'm pretty sure you just went over half the
Hey.
streamer's head. Half the,
God, I forget. I'm so old.
you are
Why
so
am I
old.
old?
Forgive these senile rants, everybody. Mad Dog, this is a very commonplace for Mad Dog when he's off his meds. Let's see, we got a rule clarification here. So
Yeah,
yes,
Gil making a smart clarification, making them play the maps as they're listed on the week 2 thread.
yeah. This is kind of a persistent problem with this tournament so far. Everybody wants to pick from the same category. Looks like DoF is gonna go with Desert Town. So, as much as Curvin wants to trash my predictions, it looks like Mad Dog's is correct, and that DoF will be going Desert Town.
And I'll be honest with, if you at any point thought my predictions were going to be wrong, you were wrong, my friend.
Someone just needs to put Curvin in his place.
I thought we just did.
You know, someone close to him
Oh,
that can really ring true with him just needs to tell him what's up. All right, looks like
we
Rebels.
just did. Oh snap!
Looks like Rebels are gonna go Nords on Desert Town. We're also getting accusations via Twitch chat that you discriminate against TMWs, Mad Dog. I thought it was only the European ones. Which now that I think
European
about
or
it,
the ones that sound European.
now that I think about it, aren't all TMWs European?
Pretty sure they're European by association, just like Black Tide at one time was American by association.
Oh, okay, got you. Thanks for
Until he
clarifying
went
that.
off. Until he went off with this king stuff, and America doesn't have king. We're America. We got freedom.
All right, looks like we have factions determined. It's gonna be Desert Town and DoF, or Rebels are gonna be starting out as Nords, and DoF actually chose Serenids. What do you have to say about that? Serenids on Desert Town. I guess it fits the theme.
Honestly, I don't know. It wouldn't be my choice, but I'm just guessing they got an ace up their sleeve. You got squishy horses in a tight, compact area with throwing axes. You can't rely on your cav. You got infantry with some shields that don't really stand up to axes. And you got archers that if the Nords get any kind of armor, they're going to take many hits to take down. So I think more than anything, they were just trying to vie for the archer, the last archer faction, to get the rate of fire. But as I say that, I only see 2 archers, 3 infantry, and a cav. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens here.
Just doesn't seem like Desert Town allows you to exploit Serenid strengths at all.
You know, Black, and again, the benefit of the doubt, say they just know, they know something we don't.
Getting a little frame rate drop here. So Serenids, DoF pushing out the middle, they're not seeing anybody, so they're actually going to head back to spawn. Let's see where to locate Rebels here. Rebels are actually
Rebels
in the
coming
temple.
out, they got 3 archers. Yep, 3 archers, 3 infantry, and I think they got a cav floating somewhere out there. Yep, they're
So they're finally seeing each other. Wow. Taking a shot right off the bat. Who was that? Looks like Cream Pie taking. Was that a teammate? I think we might have had a team wound there. Cream Pie has a barbed arrow in his back.
Barbed arrow.
This is not looking. The range exchange so far is going in Rebel's favor. So got some
Dark
skirmishing
Spartan
going on.
takes a hit. DoF only has 2 archers, 3 infantry, 1 cav. Rebels are kind of holding off a little bit. Honestly, if I were them, I'd push right into that.
Yep.
All your archers have shields.
And Darren getting a kill. Where was that? That
Darren
was
takes down Snoop. Little cav skirmish back near Rebel spawn.
that's definitely gonna help out DoF here. Assuming he can dodge all the throwing axes.
And DoF is actually running 2 cav. You got Darren and Alec bringing them, bringing up the double shot.
Rebels taking Mad Dog's advice. They're kind of pushing the action here. Lots of throwing and coming in. Great shot, jab shot by Mock. So this is where you're going to see some Serenade shields go down very fast. Courtney takes out Cream Pie. The Nord Inf are just shoving Serenade's back, or shoving DoF back. And in comes the DoF Cav. It's a little too late though.
Yep, too little, too late, a little out of position.
Got to think DoF's chances lie completely on Master at this point.
And I actually have two players on this.
Yeah.
One of them's a cav.
They're
and
looking
the
to
flag
steal
is
this.
3/4 of the way up.
Rebels are pushing. They're not wasting any time. Stopping to throw some jabs. This is not good. They got to get people here quick. Mog gets a kill. They need another
They
person.
send the cav out if he can.
Oh wow.
Oh,
they're
he
gonna
gets
get
the
it.
kill on
It's
the lead
over.
guy.
Oh my god. Completely losing
No
that
way.
exchange, but just their mobility. They got to the flag and sat on it before Rebels could do anything.
Oh wow.
That's very unfortunate if you're the Rebels, because that doesn't happen with any other Master Spawn.
And you know, it was that small delay. They saw the situation. They saw all of them up there. If they would have pushed 10, really 5 seconds earlier, just 5 seconds earlier, a little more decisive, 5 seconds earlier, they would have made it that master, and that round would have not gone at all. That's the only one Rebels can lose to try and come out with a tie here. Rebels drop another one, then it's basically over. There we go. You're seeing DoF play off a little bit this time. Rebels just pushing straight up, just like they should. They're Nords. They should act like.
You got to think Rebels are going to be playing angry now. You do not want to be in the way of those infantry. So looks like the pressing is going to be kind of at a stalemate here at the archway.
This is actually okay. You have almost all of them corralled away from Master. You have one cav out there floating, which is what kind of screwed you last. But when Master pops, I see Rebels being able to just kind of roll right over.
So we got 10 seconds to Master. Got to think pretty much 2 out of the 3 have to be favoring Rebels at this point.
And I know you can't see it, but Alex just kind of milling around in the back, hoping for that Master spawn, and it spawns in the back again. Let's see if he goes.
I think Rebels, yep. Rebels have to be quick here. Do you even send all of them to the to pursue the ground troops, or do you try to get one just on the flag as fast as possible?
Well, the good
it's
thing is
in the
all
middle
of
here.
DoF
Never
is
mind.
heading. Yeah, it's
I was
in the
mistaken.
middle. They're definitely gonna.
This is definitely better for Rebels. Taking down the Cav. Still got one Cav lurking in Rebel spawn. Archers getting hits. Most of the Serenades are having the shield up. Got one archer shooting. Yep, they're all shielded up. This is where the Nord archers got to take over. And the infantry are getting kills, assisted by the archers. Serenade and infantry aren't going down easy though. Erminus gets kill on Mock. Courtney gets a double kill. Dag getting a kill. Alec comes in, finally gets a kill. He's a little too late to the party though. Dark Spartan getting a kill on the infantry. Alright, if Dark Spartan doesn't go down there, they have a chance. But now you gotta, who is it left? Darren? Alec? Alec has to go in and eat a lot of damage. And he gets a charge kill on Dag. And a swing on, this is not over yet. Wow.
Took down that archer, XLS down.
That charge kill was very timely. So now he can clutch it and maybe get the win. The flag's still going though. All the rebel has to do is stay alive at this point. Easier said than done though. One bump slash
staying
going
alive,
for him.
10 seconds versus Serenade Cat. It's going to dismount on the flag. If he stays on the flag, it'll actually not go up when the timer hits.
Yep.
As long as they fight.
Rebels getting the victory. Good job staying alive by who was that? Who was that blonde-haired specimen?
Templar.
Templar.
That was Templar.
So Rebels making a stand there. They tried to lose it though, dying to a charge kill and not shielding up, protecting themselves. They didn't really have a spear though to deal with that cav when they were on the flag. That was their one problem.
At that time though, if you would have had 3 of them shooting, they would have took that horse down really quick.
DoF heading up the middle this time.
I'm looking actually.
Still got 2 archers, 4 infantry for DoF, 1 hanging back to protect. Mock gets a jav kill again. Mock's jabs have been great so far. Here comes the DoF cav. Getting a slash in. It's not enough for the kill. Got Nord archers going into melee, but all green for rebels. Here comes the cav, finally getting a kill. Just the main ground troops for rebels are too much for DoF though. Now the archers are getting kills. And it's the cav alive. And Alec goes down. Overall, just very impressive by rebels. Mock is sitting at 7-1 right now in the first 3 rounds.
I think this is where you're going to see that Nord armor really take over.
Yeah.
Serenades are going to have a hard time dealing with it.
The snowballing has begun. Let's see what we got here. Let's do a male count. 3 baronies and 2 males and 2 leather jerkins. So it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of elbow grease to take down these Nords. The couch cav getting a kill right off the bat. Wow, DoF 2 quick kills. They just got to play it smart and they might be able to win this. Snoop gets a kill on Gandhi. DoF that team kill's gonna be costly. Alec taking out Darren. Mock getting killed. Alec and Cream Pie still alive, getting kills, but they're taking a lot of damage for it.
3v3 going on. Now
it's 3v2. The Cav's still alive. Down goes the infantry. It's the Cav alone here, and Mock chops his horse's legs off. The infantry. So even though they got the two deaths early, the infantry were just too much and too devastating. I think Rebels have finally found their groove here and are going to make this match interesting. Not switching anything up. Still got 3 people in leather jerkins. I think the problem is all the guys in mail were still alive at the end of that round. So DoF kind of moving up the middle and pushing their Rebels left side again. Overwhelming they got 3 Nords separated here, but the Nord infantry still getting kills. Snoop has been a tank so far. Just kills left and right for Mock. XLS getting killed. Erminus the lone kill for DoF, and the Cav goes down. There goes Erminus. And once again, it's 1 Cav left. It's Alec trying to pull a miracle at this point.
Alright, this has got to be 1 OP horse. If it could just bump kill 6 of them, and then Alec dismount, or 5 of them, then now like dismount and take out the last. He's got that.
Notable score, Mock's at 13-1 right now. He has been utterly devastating to this DoF team. Picks up a 14th there.
That was pretty rough, especially that last round. I tell you, the DoF infantry, bless their hearts, all 4 of them just pushed way past where their archers could support them. The cav did come in at the right time, but it just wasn't enough. They pushed in too far, got too separated, and I tell you, I was
just absolutely. It's remarkable. I think DoF has actually kind of paid that whole set for I think what was a terrible faction choice. I think Saranids are just the absolute wrong faction to try to counter Nords on a map like this. So we have a reroll here, pretty prompt. See if DoF can create some regain their separation as Nords.
Hold on, Black. Breaking news. BKS versus KM scores just came in. 16-2 in favor of BKS.
So BKS kind of rallying after that. What you would have to say is disappointing for them, that round 1 match against Guardians with Gladiators with Aviators. But 16-2, that sounds pretty convincing.
I'm telling you, it's just the name.
We'll see if the name holds up for a 13-week tournament. So DoF pushing up the middle. DoF seems to really like that middle, that catwalk. Rebels are gonna kind of hold up in that on the far end of the large catwalk, kind of in that courtyard area, kind of daring the DoF infantry to come at them. I believe I heard Snoop say, "Come at me, bro." DoF infantry getting 2 quick kills on that charge, and the Nord Cav scaling the steps to pressure the archer. All green for DoF, minus XLS's kill on Darren. More green for DoF. Mock takes out Gandhi, so we have a 5v1 here. Mock getting a kill though. Mock has a shield and he has an axe. Can he rally? There, if he chases him out, it's definitely gonna be hard if he chases him out to where that cav can get to him. They're a little apprehensive. He's pretty intimidating right now. Master of the field spawns.
It's beard block.
So the cav is going to abandon the infantry and they are just going to run. Mock's just going to chase them all the way to the flag.
DoF already has their cav sitting on the flag.
It's in the middle though. Mock's going to have to pull something very special here.
Mock wishes he had that jab he threw earlier.
And he takes out the cav. Oh, but the horse AI kicks in and bumps him to the ground. And some this I don't know what to say here. I mean, I'm the harshest critic of the horse AI. I believe whoever invented the horse AI is the greatest troll known to mankind, because when has a horse ever came in like a timely manner? It always seems like if you're fighting, then they're gonna come bump you down, or if you're trying to chase after them, they're gonna run away. But
I think I've composed myself from laughing there.
I know. It's like that was like a mixture of anger and laughter for me, because I've had that happen to me so many times, and I really felt for Mock there.
We all have Black. The support group meeting is on Wednesday nights, 6:30.
Looks like DoF has made their way all the way around. Now that they finally found the Rebels, and Rebels are kind of caught by surprise here. DoF infantry pushing in, getting a kill though on Darren. for is Templar. See if the archers can push up into the. Oh, the Cav whiffs on a thrust there. So but the rebels are getting kills. The archers, they still got one archer just teeing off. No pressure on them whatsoever. And the Serenade infantry holding strong so far. Got a 3v4 here favoring rebels. Still got one archer. They got angles.
With a great kill on Mott.
Oh, and a team kill there. But it's still 3v1. Let's see if they can close this out. It's definitely a tall task for Cream Pie, and Templar takes him out. So, infantry pushed in aggressively, but the archers were spaced enough. They weren't really able to make the archers pull out their melee weapon, and the archers inflicted a lot of damage. Let's see if we can get a score here. So it'd be 9-5 favoring. We have 9-5, 10-6 favoring DoF. Is that correct?
10-6 favoring DoF. That is correct.
So at this point, it's pretty much over. Yeah, it's over. Because even if rebels pick up 3 more here and win the round 4-1, they're going to come out 1 round short. Courtney getting double kills as a Serenade infantry. Darren getting the lone kill for DoF, and now DoF's infantry starting to kick in here. Cav getting some good bumps. Queen and Snoop and Dag though getting a couple kills to keep the numbers even. It's 2-2. And Cream Pie getting a kill on Snoop. That's huge. Taking down the Cav. So we got a 2v1 here. See if Dag can win this melee.
Look at Cream Pie here.
Targeting the Cav and
totally
getting the kill.
it.
Wow. Winning the 2v1 is Dag. So even though the match is fundamentally over, he's still playing hard.
That's good stuff. That's what I love to see.
So DoF going to stick with that side again. The action's happening a lot faster on this set. I'm not complaining. Except for the first 2 masters. But thanks to the new rule set, we don't have to wait too long anyway. So 1 for 1 so far with the DoF infantry pushing in. Snoop gets a kill, Dante gets a kill. So net 2v2, 3v3. Erminus gets a kill.
Great work by DoF.
So what do we have left here? We got Mach XLS. XLS goes down. So we're still at a 2v2. Nord's got a Cav and an infantry, and 2 infantry for Serenades. He's going to have to get some help for him quick. The Nord infantry needs to take this fight to a little more open area, and he goes down. Good kill by Mach. And Mach still has some jabs, putting him in the horse. So between the bamboo spear and Mach, it's not looking good for Erminus. As soon as Master goes, he's going to have a tough situation, trying to push them off the flag.
And Mach was throwing down the. He was focused on Alec there. He wasn't turning around. That Cav had a clear shot. He just couldn't make the connection. A little too close, a little too tight a turn. If he could have done that, maybe taken Mach down or hurt him or broke his rhythm or something, then we might have seen it gone another way. We'll see if he can pull it out here. 192 ping. I think the other two, their ping combined doesn't equal that.
Looks like we're going to have a courtyard catwalk spawn for the first time. At this point, yep, Cav goes down trying to get by the spear, and Mach finishes him. So, DoF's being aggressive as you expect them to be as Nords, but Rebels are hanging in tight and getting enough kills to win it late. Notable scores: Templar and Mach are at 6-3 and 5-3. So the score's a little more even. You don't see anyone really piling on the kills as much.
Yep, actually both teams are pretty even all the way down the board.
So DoF infantry are a little hesitant to charge in this time. When you can't
bit
charge
slower.
in, when you can't charge in as Nords, what do you have left? Oh, getting kills though. That was really good. They kind of baited the Saranids there. Got behind him and got kills. Other than the team kill, it's all green for DoF. Snoop team killing Mach. Rebels finally getting their first break. CDJ getting a kill XLS, but Dag goes down. It's 4v3 favoring DoF. Snoop evens it up. It's 3v3 again. Rebels are just hanging on and winning it late. Archer getting pressured and he goes down. No one there to protect XLS. Gandhi gets a kill on Snoop.
Got a kill while he's pulling out his weapon. It's down to one player for Rebel Sieger.
And Hiptano gets him. So this set's being dragged out to the very bitter end. I think DoF did something a little clever there. It looked like they kind of showed like they were playing passive and they were a little hesitant to charge, but they snuck someone around to the left. So once the Rebels actually did charge in as Saranids, they got someone behind to get kills early.
Yep, good setup.
And I think Rebels just missed them altogether because he came in and got swings on their backsides. So,
yeah, that previous round was going heavy for DoF there, and the early Rebels were able to, yeah, they were able to pull it out.
so Saranids a little slower with their aggression this time. No pressure on the Archers, so 3 consecutive kills for the DoF infantry. 4 or 5. It's just a clean sweep for DoF. And it's Mach alone trying to manufacture some kills. Too many Nords. So we got who do we got left here? Dag left. Forces a team kill, but goes down. Just the Saranids just showing their weakness there and crumbling in the melee.
Late team kill there. It's 3v3 to 3 for this set. DoF's fighting back. They're out for blood. Not a lot of them mailed. Actually, none of them mailed.
See some really high quality shields and melee weapons there, and a lot of them have jabs. So it's pretty much all offense for DoF. I think the jabs are a really good idea because Rebels all their rounds seem to be when their archers don't get pressured. Dante getting a kill on Templar, another team kill from DoF. So DoF getting all the kills, one of them team kill. XLS finally getting a shot off on Darren, but it's too late. Too much Nords again. So it looks like DoF is going to pick up their third set of the match and put some distance on the scoreboard. And XLS finally goes down. So being down,
wow.
Were they down 3-1 at one point? Did the Rebels have 3 rounds before DoF rallied? No. They might have 2. Alright, we'll get the score updated on the screen just as soon as possible. Well.
Yeah, that was DoF coming back big time.
Let's see, what was that score? Unfortunately, we don't have our module installed, so we gotta actually do math. It's too hard.
Yeah, that's too hard for me. I'm too old, I can't see the numbers, they're not big enough print.
So it's 10-5. No, it was 9-5 after the third set. And then that last one was... So we got a final score of 13-8. Did I do that correctly? 13-8.
Good stuff for DoF. I've asked Darren for a short interview. We'll see if he accepts. Outside of that, Black, man, wrap this match up for us. Tell us what you saw.
I saw First off, I saw a lot more open map prowess from DoF than I've seen before. I gotta admit, I've only seen them in about 2 competitive matches. I just think I think DoF just showed a little more experience at this point. I think they were just calm, and they better across the board because I think they've been here before, maybe a little more so than Rebels. What do you have to say about that, Mad Dog?
I tell you, I was really impressed with Dolph's cat. Even in the closed map, you could see that Alec pulling out the that one round coming in. Dolph's cat was really potent the whole match. More so on open plains, but it still showed on desert. Once again, was real interested in the Serenade choice. It didn't really work out for him, but on the same token, it did allow them to kind of come back. I don't know, it kind of gave the other team a weak faction as well, so that's kind of the benefit of having both teams play both factions, you know?
Yeah.
But I tell you, DoF was tight. They did it. Rebels came out. Once again, I think they were kind of guessing on what they were doing on open plains. Came out with a solid game plan on Desert Town and executed well. DoF, I think, just wanted it more. They went after.
We were getting some questions from Twitch chat. One of the questions was, why didn't we stream BKS versus KM? And I'm just gonna throw some numbers out: 16-2 versus 13-8. That's why we did not stream BKS versus KM.
Yep. You know, even though DoF took 3 sets, it was still a close map. Desert Town was real close. You know, and like I keep saying, I think Rebels just didn't quite have a handle on what they were choosing with open plains. I don't think they were ready for what DoF was bringing to them there.
Yeah. I would have to say, the one thing DoF maybe needs to look at this and kind of learn from after this match is when Rebels had the inferior infantry faction, they were still able to get consistent melee kills on DoF, and they ended up getting 3 rounds of Serenades on that map. So I think group melees may have been the weakest showing point for DoF there. But
Yep.
But as far as their open plains and their archery, they had clear advantages over Rebels, and I think that's really where they really outclassed them.
I agree with that. And typically you had a couple of TKs in those group melees, which is always tough. I even think as Serenades, if Rebels would have just went more, I still, even at the end, I still saw Archer shooting. Maybe if they would have went, you know, all infantry or something like that, they might have pulled it out. But for sure, Rebels' strong point for the match was infantry. Even on open plains, the one round that they got, which was a real close one, I say they won it because of their infantry, the way that they fought there on the hill.
And I think
Darren.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me interrupt you, Black.
Go ahead.
Darren is actually unable to do a interview with us here on Ventrilo because he doesn't have it installed like a noob. But anyway, I'm just kidding, Darren. Love you, heart. Ask him real quick a couple of questions. What helped them on the first map? What helped them on the second? And what changed to give them the victory? He says he says hands down the Cav won it for him on the first map, which I wholeheartedly agree. They were always on Rebels' back, and that's where you want your Cav to be. He wants to give a big thanks to Dante and Urbanus. It's like 4 in the morning for them, and they were a huge help in the match. And I tell you, that's impressive, seeing those guys, especially Urbanus, playing with almost 200 ping, getting kills as Cav and Archer. That's awesome. He says on the second map they had a little trouble staying focused. It cost them on the first set, so maybe weren't quite sure what their game plan was going into Serenades on Desert Town. Second set, we had already secured a victory with our first round wins as Nord, so we were just about getting some good practice in against a good opponent. So that's good. A little respect to the opponent because they definitely did put up a good fight. And that last set, he says they were just focused to finish out that set, finish strong, get the win more for the bolstering of the confidence than anything else.
Personally, he sounds like he's got a really great grasp, and he knows exactly what they need to do to get better and to maybe compete with what is perceived as the higher tier teams in this tournament pool. If you had to pick an MVP, actually, anybody listening, now would be the time to start sending in questions because we're going to have to wrap it up very soon. If you had to pick an MVP, who would it be?
First,
if you want to do by maps, that's fine too.
yeah. I don't know. I'm probably gonna hand it to Alec.
Just for the overall.
Yeah, hand it Alec. Yeah, Alec for DoF and Mock for Rebels. So Mock is Nord, just real good display, and was on top of Serenit. When he came in, he won that round for them on random planes. Really helped pull it out. Was just kind of a foundation that they can build off of for Rebels. And I'm gonna go with Alec. Darren had a lot of great kills, but I tell you, Alec was always there on his heels, just like a good follow-up cav should be. But at the same time, when he got out on his own, he was still able to shine. He was still able to perform. On open map, closed map, he was still doing his job. So from what I saw there, Alec was stole it for me on both maps.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that. I believe Alec. I would give it to Alec also for the first map, but for DoF, I would just because usually when the team as a whole does well, like DoF did on the second. Well, they didn't really do well as a whole, but they had overall success on the second map, and it was very evenly distributed. I guess I'm going to default to whoever their caller is. I don't know who their caller is. I'm assuming maybe Darren. But yeah, Alec definitely, from a player skill wise, really shined bright on the first map. So I guess that would be my MVP. And I think Mock deserves, even though Rebels ended up being on the losing end, I think Mock deserves a lot of credit. I feel like Rebels aren't nearly in this as closely if Mock doesn't play very, very well. I think Mock was definitely the brightest part of the Rebels' game.
I agree. He was like I said, he was a foundation that they were able to build off of. And that's really all it takes, one or two playmakers. And you can make some good things happen.
So also something we need to mention, tomorrow night, what was the actual time for the match tomorrow night? The Thunder Brawl 2013.
Yep, promotion. Thunder Brawl.
Okay.
Coming at you Saturday night.
We have some questions from Twitch chat. Unicorn asking us to comment on how hard WMT will be raped tomorrow in Thunderball 2013.
In the middle of my promo, Black? Gosh, we talked about this before.
I'm sorry, but it was relevant.
You always do this.
Thunderball Smack Talk's always relevant. So I guess it would be Craddock. You and Craddock will be hosting that one, correct?
Yeah, coming up tomorrow night, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. TMW versus the Doppelganger, WMT. Dun, dun, dun. Me and Craddock's going to be the host. I'm going to be the co-host. We're going to be running it down, and I don't know, Uni. We're going to see who does the rape, and I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think, pal.
All right. So make sure. What was the time on that again? Do you remember?
7:30 p.m. Eastern, guys.
Yeah. Make sure to log in there and to watch that stream. That should be very colorful. Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, Kervin's got a great question from chat. He says, Black, how is it that you and Mad Dog are so good at streaming, and I am so bad? Sincerely, butthurt Kervin. Well, some got it, some don't, bro. Sorry. That's all I gotta say.
You gotta admire a man that knows his limitations, though. That's a very admirable trait.
Good job, Kervin.
All right, guys.
You're
So
bad, but at least you know it.
tune in for that tomorrow. That'll be very colorful, and it should be very close as well. But it'll also be a very colorful event. And TMW always never fails to make something interesting. So make sure to watch that. And I think we're done for tonight. Thanks to Mad Dog, and thanks for everybody that was watching. We want to say goodbye to the audience, Mad Dog.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow night, and we have many, many more streams coming at you, so stay tuned to Warband North America.